All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whether you are here live or on the replay. In fact, don't let me forget the record button. I believe we're going to lose the Facebook version of this. Hold on real quick. Record to the cloud. All right. We're recording manually because we're going to do some stuff today with our Dream Life page. And we're going to show you guys some incredible videos, but there's music in those videos. And then Facebook's just say, hey, you don't own that music. Therefore, we can't let your video be replayed. So although we're streaming live on Facebook now, and some of you may be catching this live, the replay is probably not going to be available if we, in fact, end up over the Dream Live page. But anyway, we'll get to that in a couple of seconds. But hey, it's Saturday for those of you that are here live or those of you on the replay. Either way, this is one of the places you want to be every single week because I got my man, MJ, Michael Jordan, the best to ever do it, who's on here every single week. He's as constant as the sun coming up in the east and going down in the west. He is an absolute consummate professional, a documented seven-figure earner in our space. He's been in the industry 35 plus years. I met Daryl back in 1998. Back before the internet. Just kidding.
We were six.
Yeah, right after the internet. But anyway, Daryl and Maria were making 80 grand a month back then, right? So you guys, you can get on here every single week and you can learn. There's the hand. Hey, Ms. Maria. You guys can get on here every single week and you can learn stuff that you won't even learn at a Tony Robbins seminar, a Brian Tracy seminar. I mean, you can go spend thousands of dollars and get less training that you get here every single week. Before we even get going, I want to wish Maria, my wife, and all of the mothers a very, very blessed and happy Mother's Day weekend. And for those of you that don't know, even Jesus, when he was dying on the cross, of his last 12 words that he ever spoke from the cross, he said, John, take care of my mother. And so even Jesus dying on a cross, the last thing he did was make sure his mother was taken care of. All right. So if Jesus dying on a cross can look out for his mom, y'all better make sure you got some flowers, some chocolates, some phone calls going, some breakfast, dinner plans, right? I mean, reach out to your mothers if they're in fact still alive. Some of you may know my mom passed on. Some of you may be in that same situation, but whatever mother figures you have in your life, you want to definitely reach out to them and make sure, because obviously there's nothing more important than almost any person on the planet. I don't care if they're male, female, they may look like big, tough football players. The second their mama comes up, man, they'll crumble like that because our moms are near and dear to our hearts. And Daryl, thank you so much for the incredible slide there with the Happy Mother's Day. So my commentary on Mother's Day, Daryl, any comments about Mother's Day?
Well, first of all, let me give my wife some credit and happy Mother's Day to her for the children, for birthing our kids. And I didn't do this slide, right, Todd? Even though I'm here, somebody else did the slide. So
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you guys out there. If it wasn't for moms, we wouldn't be here today. So reach out and tell a mother that you love her. Even if yours is not here, you can still appreciate somebody else's mom, because the sacrifices that moms make. Todd, just backing up just a little bit on the music. If you go back and you put on there, we do not own the rights to this music on there. Right when we're done, they might let you keep it on there. So a lot of people have done that. I've done that in the past, and that might be well as well. So guys, hey, again, just a thank you to my buddy Todd. Great to have you back from being out of the country for 3 long weeks. Obviously, you had a glorious time. And guys, when you talk about the #1 income earner in the entire world, we're very fortunate and very lucky to have Mr. Todd Strand. He is the best to ever do it. And I consider him a mentor. We get on conversations and we're talking throughout the week. And I'm just sitting there, and I learned a long time ago that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. And just listening to him, obliviate, how do you pronounce that? Obliviate.
Bloviate.
bloviate or pontificate, just
Pontificate,
listening is
blah, blah,
just,
blah, blah, blah.
yeah, it just is unbelievable. And I'm just saying, man, I need to record this. I need to record this. I need to record this. So I'm truly lucky. Marie and I are very lucky to know you and Gina, and thankful for you and Gina and Dave and Adela for sharing this with us about 8.5 years ago. So
And being so persistent.
and being persistent, guys, that's one of the keys to success. And if you learn that one, that definitely will help you go further. But Todd, glad to be here on Mother's Day weekend. Excited to be here in Southern California right now.
Yeah, a little commentary too. Obviously, the last 3 trainings that we've done, I was out of the country. And so great to be back, back at my office here. Amazing trip, by the way. I'm not going to get into too many details of the trip, but one slight detail, which was just rather cool. We went to Dubai and then we were supposed to go to Kazakhstan. And so we took the flight path over the United States, over Europe, and we landed in Dubai. Well, we decided since we were going to be in Dubai after the meetings and stuff, we would go to the Maldives because it's not far from there. And then, from the Maldives, it's about a 22-hour plane ride home. Well, hey, maybe we could break this plane ride up. Maybe we should go to Singapore. Never been there, right? And so we're trying to break them. So we ended up going to Dubai via over the United States over Europe, and then we came home via Singapore and Tokyo. So when it was all said and done, we logged 24,200 air miles, and we literally went around the globe on the trip, Daryl. So that was my first trip ever around the globe. First time we ever did that was just kind of a little cool thing that we did. A lot of fun. But we also had an event yesterday. We had the ambassador training. We have ambassador trainings all over the world. We have them, here in the United States. We got them in other countries. We got the one coming up, I know, with Tatiana. She's going to be in Fort Lauderdale. We got one coming up in Morocco. Yesterday, the ambassador who did the training is pretty good. His name is David Hart. And so for those of you that booked the Newport World Tour, Newport, California, you actually got to spend a day, actually a couple days. In fact, we're going to go to the Dream Life page that Dave had all the people that were at the tour got to come to the home office. And they opened up the home office. They got to tour the home office. The staff was hanging out. They got an introduction to everyone that was part of the staff. They were there for a long, long time. And then afterwards, Dave took them to 1909. That's where you got that Chilean sea bass you like so much, Maria. That took them to 1909. You guys have been there before. And he bought everybody lunch. Well, then the training was yesterday. And not only did they get to spend all day with Mr. David Hart, our CEO and founder, he had this unbelievable catered lunch there at the Hyatt. I mean, it was like, I even made the comment, I go, dude, that lunch was off the chain, man. That bill could not have been cheap. But anyway, it was his training. So if you went to the David Hart training, you got some extra perks. Not only that, he had a drawing where every single person that was there at some point, their name was going to get called. And so, and the people were getting hats and shirts and backpacks and all kinds of stuff, right? The corporate staff came over and helped set up the entire event. And I'm only throwing that out there because this was advertised. I mean, any one of you could have gone to that event. This was advertised. And we had people that came from Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan who were at that event. Now, in particular, one of them was Gulsum.
And that's what, Todd, about 10 minutes down the road?
Yeah, about 10 minutes down the road. Yeah, so exactly 10 minutes down the road. Yeah, Kazakhstan's literally exactly halfway around the world. In fact, right now it is 9 p.m. their time. I mean, they're literally halfway around the world. And so I'll show you guys a picture of Gulsum here. So this is Gulsum. And she's a doctor, never done network marketing before. She brought her sisters with her to the United States. She's now a 2-star ambassador, and she did that in 9 months. So she's the fastest ever to 2-star ambassador. Her income last month was over by quite a bit, by the way, 30,000 for the month. So imagine going from 0 to over 30,000 per month in 9 months. Now, she thought, man, at the CEO and Founders training, I'm going to get on an airplane. I'm going to fly halfway around the world to hear what he has to say. I want to go see the home office and all those kind of things. And she's already making 30 grand a month, but she thought, man, that could be worthwhile. And I know there's some people that don't live but maybe 2 hours from here, 4 hours from here, 8 hours from here that thought, nah. And again, I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm having a little fun. But guys, sometimes you want to plug in to these events. Now, obviously, that was our CN founder. You really want to plug into that event. But there's going to be lots of other events. There's other ambassadors. Eager and Larissa are doing the one up in New York. They're doing the one in Hawks Cay. Dale Marie are doing the one in Hawaii. Tatiana Zeland's going to be doing the one in Fort Lauderdale. We have ambassadors overseas. I know Deborah Taylor's doing the one in New Orleans. Cynthia Sly's doing the one, and I can't remember where she's. She said she's Cancun. She the one in Cancun? She might be doing the one in Cancun. Anyway, so I mean, a lot of these are selling out, right? And there's so many events, it's hard to attend all the events. I get that. Some of you are like, man, I'm going to Vegas, I'm going here, I went to Miami. I get some of you couldn't make it. I just want you to realize that there's an incredible value to being able to spend an entire couple of days with David Hart, our CEO and founder. There's a value to getting to spend a 4-day, 5-day weekend with Daryl Maria Roberts. They've been in the industry 35 years. They've been MVPs. They've made the big money. They've done this not just one time, because you'll meet some people that maybe they're one-hit wonders, right? Maybe they just got in and it all just fell together for them. And hey, give them credit. But Daryl Maria Roberts have done it again and again and again, meaning they obviously know how to do it consistently over and over. And so they're people you want to spend time with. Cynthia Sly, her last team she built was, I don't know, 14,000 people, but why would I want to spend any time with her? I mean, hello, 14,000 reasons you might want to spend 4 days with Cynthia, right? So again, so we have these ambassador trainings. This is the vision of our CN founder. This is the pilot program, the pilot year. We're going to be making adjustments to the itineraries and adjustments to the schedule and how they work and how we promote it, right? And anything when you begin is a little clunky, right? But don't mistake that. Don't think, well, they're going to be better next year. I mean, no. You still get to go spend 4 days with an ambassador, which is the real point. And the only point is like, man, how can we do this a little better? How can we do that a little better? How can we promote it a little better? That's all. I mean, the real value is I'm not only on a world tour, I'm on a world tour with an ambassador. And so yesterday, our CEO founder made that comment. You don't go vacation where you want a vacation unless you're a customer. If you're someone who says, man, I want to be an ambassador, I want to be an ambassador bad, well, then you go on a world tour where there's going to be an ambassador training, because everyone's going to be great. It's still a vacation. It's still going to be awesome. When my daughter was playing softball, our vacations were wherever her softball tournaments were. If the big softball tournament was in Disney, Florida, we're going to Florida. If it was in Arizona, we're going to Arizona. If it's in Colorado, we're going to Colorado. If it's in Park City, Utah. Now, guys, we had an amazing vacation in every one of those places. But the softball tournaments what dictated where we're vacationing, right? Yeah. Well, here, you just let the world tour where there's an ambassador dictate where you're vacationing. You're still going to have an amazing vacation, but the reason we went to the softball tournaments is because we were trying to get better. We were trying to go to the next level. That's why we had to go be there. We didn't go where we wanted to go. We went where we needed to be, and you want to do the exact same thing.
And Todd, when you say that, where are these playing? You act like this is, again, Arizona's great. How many times we've been to Arizona playing baseball and all the places you just named, but where are these ambassador training? Hawaii. Wow, you really got to go hang out in Hawaii. You got to go to New Orleans. You got to go to Cancun. You got to go to France. You have to go to these exotic locations. It's not like we're going to Des Moines, Iowa, and there's nothing wrong with Des Moines, Iowa, for those of you here, or Helena, Montana. You're still going to top shelf destination. So I just want to be clear on that, Todd, because you just got to go where they're going. Man, these are unbelievable places, but the point you're making is definitely right on point.
Yeah, and today, guys, we're just going to try to nudge you guys in the right direction in a couple of different areas, because sometimes you always hear me make that joke. I mean, whose side are you on? And so sometimes you don't realize, like, wow, I never really thought of it that way. I mean, whose side am I on? I got to get on my own side. I want to help myself out. I'm trying to succeed here, right? And sometimes we all get off course. When a rocket takes off, it goes to the moon. They have a gyroscope because they don't go straight to the moon. They're kind of, it goes to the moon like this. We're too far right, too far left, too far right. I mean, every one of us, Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympian in the history of the United States, lots of coaches trying to keep him on track. If the greatest to ever do it have coaches, well, if you're not even an ambassador yet, right, then probably you need some coaching too. And so it's just to try to keep you on track and kind of nudge you. One of the things that we wanted to do, and Gerald, maybe you want to pull up the Dream Life page, sure, is actually cover the Dream Life. Guys, I happened to wake up this morning and I was just going through the Dream Life page. I mean, when I say woke up this morning, I woke up like at 4 a.m., something like that. And so I'm going through the Dream Life page and I saw some videos I hadn't seen, some new content. I'm like, man, this is just unbelievable stuff. I mean, it's like, man, there's no better place to take a prospect than to the Dream Life page where video after 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 video is demonstrating our product. I just saw the brand new one from Deborah Taylor. Look at that one from Thomas Flowers, right? Guys, this video here, I mean, it's a production. I mean, I felt like I was watching a movie. I was ready to make popcorn.
Tell me what it takes to get you feeling alive. Tell me how to show you it's a beautiful life. I'll do anything to pull you into the light, 'cause everything will change when you open your eyes. Yeah. So don't you let the sunlight go by without you. Don't you realize how lucky we are? Open up your heart, baby, let it all go tonight. Live your life like it was running out. Live a life, we gotta scream it out. Breathe it in and feel the rush again. You're not lost, no matter where you've been.
Okay, and that video goes on and on. You guys definitely need to go watch it, guys. I go there for two reasons. Every single day. The first reason I go to is I'm inviting people there. So I want to see what's happening on the site. I always take a look at that, and I'm inviting people on there. You know, the second reason I go there every single day, multiple times a day, is just to click the heart button on every single one. And Todd, I know you had a plan to kind of go into that, and I'm kind of going a little bit ahead of you, but it's my pet peeve as well. You know, when you take a look at, what is this site designed for? It's designed for your customers or your prospects or potential prospects to actually come on and if they only see 10 or 15 likes on it and they got we're almost at 9,000 on here. That just doesn't compute. That doesn't compute. Why is it that people are not going on there looking and getting the value of this and inviting? You guys are doing a great job inviting people, but not to put a heart on all of these on there multiple times, or at least one time. Something is wrong. And I know what the word you like to say.
Whose side are you on?
It's never sounded so good. I gotta learn that voice. And then I'll get one of the puppets where it looks like I'm ventriloquist, and I'll just lip it, like, whose side are you on? But guys, if you go back up to that one from Thomas Flowers, right? Just for a second. Number one, I want to give a huge shout out to down a little bit further.
A little further. Go a little further down. Right there.
Okay, there we go. So Annette Ruiz says, check this out, Christina, J, Kathy, and Maria Sanchez. Now, normally that's in blue. It could be because we're on the computers. I'm assuming maybe they did that right. Or maybe we need a coach on how to do the @ sign. Okay, they were underlined, so she did it right. So huge shout out to Annette. But guys, every one of you should have somebody that you're putting, oh my gosh, John, Mary, Sally, Bob, Karen, at their name. You need to see this. This is incredible. This is amazing. All of you should be on there liking this. You want to make sure that people are like, wow, this is not just an incredible video. Look at how many people are on here saying thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. When I go on Twitter, I see people posting the most stupid, asinine stuff you ever seen in your life, and they got 1,000 likes. I mean, posting stupid stuff. Here we got people going on the vacation of their lifetime. You got a full-on production video here, and we got 9 likes. Like, oh, yeah, that was good. It's like when I watch some of those game shows. You remember The Price is Right? I mean, you see people come on down, and people start losing their mind. Yeah, I mean, they're losing their mind because they might win a new luggage set. And you guys, oh, you get 2 dream vacations a year and you might get rich. Oh, that's nice.
Well, and Todd, what they do on those shows too, guys, they have hype men. So what Todd and I are doing right now is exactly what they do there. They've got signs that blink, go crazy, applause, etc. They got a guy in front of the audience that you don't see saying clap, clap. They're doing all that stuff. Why? Because it's production. Why? Because people, thousands and tens of thousands, maybe even millions of people are watching it. It is the same concept here. When Maria and I do a presentation and we're going through some of the information, some of you've seen us do a 10,000 presentation. And I know it can get maybe boring for you after a while. You're hearing the same information, but we're just like actors on a stage. We are doing our presentation as if it is the very first time, a person is looking at it. And that's the case. You have to have that same mentality. You have to have that same attitude, and then you've got to be clicking hearts. We should never have to remind you, hey guys, that's worth a OMG, that's worth a heart. Your job should be as guests are on here. It's the first time they're hearing this. I've heard this 1,000 times. Yes, I'm bored as hell, but Daryl has guests on, Mark has guests on, Mary has guests on. You guys need to just be, your fingers should be tired because of you pressing hearts and oh my God. And then when I crack one of the same jokes that I crack 1,000 times, you should just be putting a laughing emoji on there because the guests are seeing it for the first time. If you do your part and we all as leaders do our part, we're going to win and win even faster.
Guys, when you think about some of the biggest shows in history, if you go to Las Vegas, Nevada, Wayne Newton, I don't care if you went to the Magic Show, Siegfried and Roy, how many times? I mean, they do that show probably 2 times a night, 7 nights a week for how many decades in a row? And they do the show as if it was the first time they've ever done the show. And they got the people, for many people, they've never seen the show. So it's like, oh, it's the same old joke. Not to the guest. The guest, they've never seen the show before. It's the first time they heard the joke. And your job is to participate in a way. This is your job. You want to make money. Your job is to participate and act like it's the first time you've ever heard the joke, right? And we used to train. Remember Mike Cooper? He was a mentor of Daryl Marias and myself, and even David Hart, a guy we knew well. He used to train on how to do meetings, right? So when you're in the meeting, he'd even train, like when the speaker comes up, you'd start clapping if you had a guest. You kind of look at them, you look down at their hands, you look back up at them, and then they'll start applauding. He even just taught how to do that little silent, look back up, and it would get them to applaud. But he would train. You don't get up in the middle of a meeting and walk out or hang out in the back of the room, act like you're disinterested because you heard the meeting 17 times before or 99 times before. You got to sit there on the front row on the edge of your seat like it was the very first time you'd ever seen the movie, right? The very first time you'd ever seen it. And so guys, you want to get in here. You want to be liking it, loving it. You want to be putting at who your prospect is. You want to be kind of creating your own energy. And, maybe, I don't know about you, but I'm watching some of the videos that are in here. Like I saw that one from Cynthia Sly. I mean, she was at this incredible place in Puerto Rico. She's showing the whole view. She puts in there, I'm here for $400. Deborah Taylor just posted one where she's at. It's like a 3-bedroom. She's there now, this very moment. I mean, this is fresh information. She's there for like $100 or $200. I can't remember. Whatever it is, it was something like, you got to be freaking kidding me. You're there for that kind of money. I mean, you should be putting at every prospect you got. I mean, last time I checked, unless you're an ambassador, a 5-star ambassador, you probably got a bunch of people that ain't joined the team yet. I think you might want them to see that video. You might want them to see, hey, not just me saying this, hey, check out this video. Check out that video. Again, whose side are you on?
Yeah, pretty amazing, guys. It's really simple stuff. This is easy to do, and obviously it's easy not to do, but it's the little things that you do over and over that make a big difference. Sometimes it's tough to maybe, trying to recruit somebody and go through that process, and it's not as tough as you think it is. And over time, you'll understand what I meant when I said that. But how simple is it to invite someone to your Dream Life page? This is your group of individuals. And this is your team of people that are traveling and having fun, taking advantage of all of this. So it's like having a testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. And it's, again, it's easy to do, but some of you don't want your teams to go here or whatever the case may be. If you have your own setup, I get it. But when you've got almost 9,000 people here, they look at the numbers. So sometimes Maria and I, we will take the top off and it'll show like it was like 8,900 people. And we'll actually send that in a text to individual. Hey, come check out our Dream Life page. You see, we're traveling all the time and we have thousands of members traveling all the time. And we actually send it so they look at it. You can't join it on your own. It's a hidden group. We have to invite you, but we'd like to encourage you to come here to accept the invitation and go. And guys, that's not difficult. You can do that 2 to 3, 4 times a day, and it's going to take you 2 to 3 minutes. And then once you write out your script, it's going to take you 10 or 15 seconds to send it out to 3 or 4 people because you've already written out, you're just changing the name of the individual. So it's not complicated. Do the little things that will help you create the lifestyle that you want. And you do the little things, the big things will be easier down the road.
Well, Joe, the number one thing I hear over and over and over again, well, I got friends and family, they're skeptical, they don't believe, they got doubts, they think it's too good to be true. How do I convince them? They don't see me as successful. I mean, guys, again, you don't have to convince them. You just got to invite them to the page and then start tagging them in video after video after video after video after video after video, right? I mean, only one of two things are possible. Either these 8,000 people are psychopaths, right, who are lying, and this is a big, gigantic conspiracy, or it must be true, right? I mean, only one of the two can be true. And so obviously, as you get people in front of that information and they get to see person after person, I mean, when you go through the posts, there's so many different people posting in here, and you're seeing their different videos and they're putting their comment. Shout out to, oh my gosh, who was it? I just had it in my mind. Somebody that I hadn't seen their post. I'll think of it in 2 seconds. There was somebody that had been a post that I hadn't seen. And I think it was one of the first ones they had done in a long time. I wanted to give them a shout out. I remember seeing it at 4 a.m. this morning. I'll come back to that anyway. But guys, if you have video content, you can add it in here. Shout out, Heather and Jeff Trefoot. They were just up in Colorado. They had this incredible place. They had a great post they put in here. Great content. You have a big shout out to them. For putting that post. That was Daryl right there. If you back up a second on the jet ski, talking about Dubai, $49. Here's again Daryl right now showing the Marriott Chateau, and then they show this incredible lobby. You're going to see Maria walking down the hallway here in a couple of moments. There we are. See, I watched the video, guys. And so again, we should be putting at, whoever at, you want to try to convince, look at this place. Unbelievable. This is a 4-star property at 2-star prices. Most people, guys, if you look at the general mass public, have never stayed in a place like that. No. Right? No. Guys, I hear Gerald tell the story. I never thought about it before, Gerald. Growing up, we went camping a couple of times, and I'll never forget the one time we went to Chicago and we stayed in a hotel and it had a swimming pool in it, and we about lost our minds. The rooms were inside, not outside, and they had a swimming pool with a slide. We thought we'd hit the lottery. Oh my gosh, look at this place. And this is as kids, right? We didn't get to stay in places like this growing up. No. And guys, we got here, look at what a great, incredible video right here. This is for their 2nd year anniversary. They went to Paris. Just a great video. Congratulations to Tyrone and Kathy Haynes. What a great post. Look at that view, guys. That's Paris, France right there, right out their window.
And Todd, by the way, on the jet ski, that was my other brother, Tyrone. So that was actually him on that one. I know you and I were on jet skis out in Florida, and that video is somewhere deep down last year in here. But the video you just spoke about for the $49, that was right there. That was my buddy, Tyrone.
Get out of here. Seriously?
Yeah.
I was scrolling. I saw the picture because you and I did the jet skis. I just assumed it was you. I just absolutely assumed it was you.
Yeah. Well, no problem. And guys, here's the expectation. You got to understand that just because we're sharing this with you and it is valuable, you can't do this one time and say, well, I invited 3 people and they didn't join. Guys, this is a continuation process. This is a follow-up process. Imagine having, your own drip list for your group. This is what this is for. So you may send me as a guest or a prospect who wanted to take a look at one of these or two, but over the next month or 2 or 3 or 4, people need to see it multiple times. Most people don't sign up until they see something, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different times. So don't expect you send somebody there where they didn't sign up, so I'm not going to use it anymore. That's crap. That's not the way this works. Your job is to keep sending people there. Just like when Todd talked about before, when he's recruiting somebody, we do the exact same thing. And we've given you examples of this. If they don't sign up and we ask if we have permission to follow up with them, we'll send them something on Thanksgiving. We'll send them something on Christmas. We'll send them something on New Year's Day. And we're not saying, you ready to sign up? You ready to sign up? You ready to sign up? We're sending stuff. Hey, just want to say happy Thanksgiving to you. Hey, hope your brand new year turns out to something special. They need to see you continuing, the process. So again, when you send somebody here and they don't respond, next month, have 2, 3 other places to send them. Hey, I just want to let you know, so-and-so just came back from this location. This is one of my business partners. And she just said she had a great time. Check her video out. And you send that. And no response. Then another week or 2 or 3 or a month or 2, you follow back up again. Eventually, they're going to get tired of seeing this or tired of spending money traveling retail. They're going to say, well, wait a minute. You guys showed me Mexico. You showed me Dubai. I'm ready to go somewhere. So give me the information. So it's not a one-stop shop for you to do something one time. It is being consistent over time is going to win the day.
I mean, guys, there's some of the biggest people in our company, whether it would be Daryl Marie Roberts, who, it was a 3-year process of them from hearing about the company till the day they joined. Danny Seguinal was a 1-year process. Cynthia Sly was a multi-year process. We're talking about some of the biggest ambassadors at our entire company. You just didn't invite them on a page and they signed up the next day. It was, recruiting is a process, not an event. And some of you just have too much, well, I'm going to try this for 90 days. I mean, you're going to miss the big prospects, right? Because they're not going to join for another 12 months, another 18 months, another 24 months. We had a guy recently, me and Daryl, we've known the guy for a long time. I mean, fantastic guy out of Florida. 9 years later, back in 2014 is when I began to prospecting. Of course, Daryl knew him too. But, 9 years when I began the first prospecting presentation, it took to get him signed up. It is a process, not an event. Now, by the way, there was another article that I had posted on the Dream Life page, and I post some of these business articles from time to time. So in addition, here, by the way, here's Deborah Taylor. Okay, 3-bedroom, 8 days, 7 nights, $254. This is in Orlando, Florida, guys, right outside of Disney. I mean, she's got it right here on the page, right? Cynthia Sly showing her whole place. I'm looking for the thing. I mean, there's just so many unbelievable posts in here. And you guys are like, well, how do I convince my people? Well, hello, get them on the page. Tag them in the video. You just put at their name. Here's a tour of the entire home office with the CEO and founder of the company, right? Well, how do I know the company's real? Because if I take them to this page, I can tag them in the content, and you can watch the CEO and founder take them on a tour of the corporate office and introduce them to a lot of the different staff that are there. So incredible. I'm looking for that article. By the way, here's another one. This is a video showing this incredible place in Cabo San Lucas. And the guy doing the presentation, David Hart, the CEO and founder of the company. I wouldn't want people to see his video. I mean, so here's the article I was going to talk about. So there's another article, a business article I posted on the page this week, okay? And you guys can go read the article. It's on the Dream Life page. But the article is titled, The American Dream Costs Twice as Much as the Average American Household Even Earns. And guys, the reason I'm bringing up this is the business case for our company. And this has been going on for a while. This is not a new phenomenon. It was just that before, well, somebody could go get another job to try to keep afloat. There were options and things you could do before to stay afloat. So let me go back to when I was a kid. One person worked and you could provide a middle-class lifestyle. Well, then after a while, one person worked and somebody had to get a part-time job, but you could have a middle-class lifestyle. Then eventually 2 people had to work full-time to have a middle-class lifestyle. Then it was 2 people working full-time and someone had to get a part-time job. Well, then it was 2 people working full-time and they're both driving Uber on the weekend. Well, guys, they're out of hours. There's no more days. There's no more extra jobs I can get. And the problem is that their wages are flat, but the cost of things keep going up. So the average American household income in these United States, and this is a global phenomenon. This is not just a problem here in the US. I just happen to know the US numbers. So it's 74,000 average income in the USA. But here's an article that came out. This is the USA Today, guys. And this isn't some obscure publication. It's the USA Today that published this article. Medium home price, $255,000. Annual child care, $24,000. Annual mortgage cost, $21,000. Car cost almost $9,000. Grocery, $8,000. Healthcare, $7,000. Utilities, $5,000. Education, $2,500. Pet cost, $1,170. Total annual cost, $78,000. Full cost of the American dream, $156,739. Now, the problem is that the median household income is $74,000. Guys, it's right there. It's right there. USA Today. Describing the phenomenon. You've heard me and Daryl talk about this over and over and over. You hear us preach it in the presentations. Warren Buffett, unless you find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until the day you die. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. You talk about little J. Paul Getty, rather earn 1% off the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own effort, right? This is a phenomenon that's been going on for quite some time. It is not new, but there were remedies. You got to go get a part-time job. Well, we'll drive Uber in addition to the full-time job. People have now run out of remedies. Your final remedy is you either have to get another spouse, okay? So you got two spouses, right? You got them working both full-time. You're working full-time, right? So you either got to get another spouse. Don't recommend that. Some of you may try it. I wouldn't go there, but either get another spouse or you have to find a better way.
Yeah.
And we represent that better way. Now, again, I understand a lot of your friends and family don't understand that. They don't understand what we're doing. Why? Because they were taught Blue Cross Blue Shield. They were taught, I got that from Daryl. They were taught, go to school, get good grades, get a degree, get a job. It's all going to be okay. People have figured out it ain't going to be okay. And that is why you hear the stories. It's become a national joke about the millennials living in their parents' basement. Why? They can't afford a place of their own. They can't afford to pay back their student loans. There's been a big debate in Congress about whether or not we should forgive the student loan debt of all these kids because they're buried in debt. And again, guys, the point's not whether you're for that idea or against that idea. The point is that clearly it ain't working. Anytime you need a federal bailout, something's not working, okay? And what's not working is the old model. And you've got people out there, they're frustrated, they're upset, they don't know who to blame. I don't know, it's the Republicans, maybe it's the Democrat, maybe it's the union, maybe it's the greedy corporations, maybe it's the banks, it's the Federal Reserve. They don't know who to blame. All they know is that, man, we're giving it everything we got. And now we make half of what it cost to have an average lifestyle. There was an article that came out recently about families can no longer afford to eat at McDonald's. Families can no longer afford to eat at McDonald's. You got families that make over $100,000 a year. There's something like, we need to go shop at Walmart, right? I mean, again, this is the reason I bring it up, guys. More and more people are going to be looking for a new way to make money. Now, how does that fit into travel? Well, guys, travel is booming. People buy what they want. They put it on credit card, all that kind of stuff. Don't think that travel ain't happening because people are struggling. The travel industry is booming, and there's no lack of people who want to travel. What they need is a new way. How can I afford to travel? Understand that even if someone's hurting financially, their desire for a vacation didn't go away. Their ability to pay for it's what went away. And that's part of the global case for Travorium, right? We show people how they can book the same trip, 40, 50, 60, 70% off. And if I can go show 3 other friends how they can save big time money and travel, at that moment, I'm no longer having to pay for my membership on an ongoing basis. I'm taking all those travel points I'm getting at no ongoing cost to me, and I'm turning those in for a trip to Dubai for $49, a trip to Puerto Vallarta for $129. Deborah Taylor's going to have 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom right outside of Disney right this very moment for $254. I mean, guys, this kind of stuff, you can just go to the Dream Life page and see all of the different posts, right? But this has been the case. This is this phenomenon we're talking about. It's been happening for a while, but it's reaching epic levels. And again, part of your invitation, when you bring people to a training, you bring people to the Dream Life, you bring people to the presentations we do throughout the week is to educate people about the new possibilities, the new way of earning income. Now, for those of you that might be new here, part of that's understanding that the old way says if I don't work, I don't get paid. Well, there's only so many hours you can exchange for dollars. And so I met a guy not that long ago. He actually has 2 jobs. He works full time as a security guy, and he's also in the military and the reserves. So he's got 2 jobs with the military and working his full time job as security. He makes roughly $5,000 a month. He's having his first child, and he's now realizing, wow, I need to take on another job. I mean, he's already got 2 jobs. I mean, he's like running out of hours. He's going to have a kid, but he'll never see it. That's a joke he made. I'll never see this kid. I'll be so busy working, just trying to provide for the kid, right? And so I go, look, the problem is that if you don't go work the 12-hour days, you don't make the $5,000. Okay, so you have to put in the 12 hours, you get the $5,000. Okay, whew, made my $5,000, I can pay my bills. The problem is I got to do it again next month. When you learn how to build a base of customers, like what we're doing in the travel business, right? We're going out there, we're showing people how they can travel for less. They can, do all the things we talk about all the time. And guys, we're doing a live pricing demonstration today at 11 a.m. California time, 2 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. That presentation is going to start in exactly 1 hour and 20 minutes from this very moment if you're watching this live. And we're going to demonstrate for anyone and everyone right in front of their eyes. Not if, not maybe. We're bringing a new model, and you can subscribe and you can save a fortune on travel. We're building a customer base, a subscription base, no different than what Netflix did, right? People used to go to Blockbuster, and here came Netflix. You can sign up for the monthly service, and you can watch unlimited movies in exchange for the monthly fee. Well, they built a customer base all over the world, and Netflix does about $32 billion a year in revenue. That's all you're doing. You're building a customer base, but it creates a residual income. So when I can show that gentleman who works the full-time job doing security and doing the military, I can show you how to build a customer base where you're making $5,000 a month from our company. But guess what? You don't have to work for the $5,000. That's residual income. You can quit working and the $5,000 keeps coming in. The work I do today is not to get the $5,000. It's so I can get to the $10,000. It's to make the next $5,000. When I get to $10,000, the work I do today is not to make the $10,000. It's to get to $15,000, then to get to $20,000, get to $30,000, right? This is the new model that they're not teaching in school. That's going to be an absolute requirement if you want to make it here in the 21st century economy.
And Todd, you're absolutely right, guys. And you got to understand, anybody can do this. Just because you maybe have not had success in the beginning, you've been in for a week or two, or a month or two, maybe in for a year or two. There's some things you have to clarify, some things you have to do. And if we have time, Todd, I do want to go over a couple things, but bottom line is, guys, I want you to make sure you're clear. You can become successful in this business. You may not become a rocket science because you may not want to do that, or maybe you don't have the acumen to do it. A lot of people could if you just put yourself in the right environment. But I can tell you right now, every one of you watching us, either live or recorded, you can become successful with this company and in stages. And what's the worst thing that's going to happen to you while you're going through that transition period? Well, it's pretty simple, ladies and gentlemen. You get to travel more, travel better, and travel for less. And here's one of the thoughts, and maybe Maria can bring up my slide here real quick. But one of the thoughts, Todd, is that you and I and David, back in the day, we were with a company was doing about $1 million a month. You tell this story a lot. And guys, we were doing $1 million a month. And about 9-10 months later, we started doing almost $10 million a month. So, I mean, just over a certain period of time, it just exploded. Checks went from $10,000 to $100,000 per month because we built the momentum. Well, you heard the CEO say just on the Monday call, guys, we're just 1.5 years away from hitting that momentum. And what does that mean? That means that every minute you have right now, you should be out looking for people, sharing the story over and over, because when momentum happens, that means people are going to know our name. People are going to understand that this is the company you want to be in. And if you've got your web spread across the country, spread across the world, you're going to grab some of those people, and you're going to see your check go from 1,000 to 5,000 to 8,000 to 15,000, et cetera, in a matter of months. Guys, we're just 1.5 years away from that. And only those people that are going to take advantage of the timing that you have right now, put in the right amount of time plus the right activities, your success is equal to that. Your success is equal to the right amount of time plus doing the right activities. And so many people never do the right activities, or you do it for a short period of time. And so here, real quick, just a couple of things here closing out for me, Todd, is why don't partners apply the strategies that they're given until they become successful? And why don't people stay after it until they succeed? Well, with Maria and I were talking about this weekend. We actually this time decided to drive down because there was no rush. We decided to drive down. We're in San Diego right now, but we were just talking about it in the car. We were having this conversation. Was because of fear, self-doubt, lack of belief, not prepared to hear the word no. You're content being in your own comfort zone. It's easier to quit than to fight through. You have no grit. You need to really understand what grit actually is. Easily distracted, you're hoping, you're wishing. People are comfortable being uncomfortable. You just used to being in a rut, and you're just going to stay in that rut. Doesn't happen quick enough. That's a big one for most people. That was probably one of the first ones we should have put out there. And they don't understand the value of failure. When Maria and I understood that failure is your friend, failure is the learning part of your success, then we knew we were going to be able to do anything and everything. Now, the way we fixed these thoughts was to read and to listen to coaches and mentors. Because I had the same thought process that you guys have back in the day. And how did I do that? Well, we read the books. We went to the seminars. I attended seminars, went to workshops that would help me create the person that I am today. I didn't go to the event just because I was asked to go and there was no real value. I went to get better, to spend quality time with the people that had the proven track records for decades. I wasn't, just going to just work on myself. I wanted to go there, work on myself daily. I actually put time and interest in on a daily basis to become the leader that Maria and I are today. And guys, it takes work and it takes time. Too many people are just complaining about this person, that person. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why didn't that person, sign up with me? Well, what you put out, ladies and gentlemen, is what you're actually going to get back. And these are the things and the transitions that Maria and I had to go through, developing ourselves. So here's my question. Do you want to change your life today? How many of you want real change in your life today? If you do, put a heart, put something up there right now. I don't care what it is, but that's a question, a serious question. Do you want to change your life today? How many of you want real change in your life today? You truly want it. So we talk about this all the time, and it always comes back to me for this. Well, here's how you do that, guys. You make a decision. I talk about this all the time. 36 years ago, I'm sitting in a meeting in Newport Beach, California. It was an amazing day out there. I was sick of going to work. I was sick of getting into traffic and the pay. I just didn't like the pay I was getting, dealing with coworkers. Does anyone out there know what I'm talking about? Any of you feel that exact same way? If so, put some hearts in there, something that you can click right now. I want to see who you are. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, Todd was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired. Anybody that makes any changes in their life, they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. All you have to do is focus on where you want to go. So not where you're at, where you've been. You have to focus on where you want to go. And some of you guys want to get your 3. Some of you want to be a 1-star, 2-star, 3 or 4-star. A lot of you want to become an ambassador. So that should be your focus. Now, the challenge is we had is, again, well, what will Sally think about this? What if it doesn't work? I can't do this. I can't talk like Todd. I can't learn things like these guys are learning. This is over my head. I'm not cut out for this. And then you play that game with yourself where you have these challenges and this poor self-thought. And guys, that's the biggest struggle for most people. This is fear taking you to a whole nother level, and fear that's talking to you guys. Stop with the excuses. I don't have time. I hear that all the time. I gave all that I have every single day, and I just don't have anything else to give. I call that BS. I remember Kobe saying that. He said, I call that BS when he was talking about fear one time. This is not the truth. There's always another level you can actually achieve, and you have to just push through and fight for it. That's what Todd has done. That's what every leader that's an ambassador, that's every person that's become successful. That's David Hart. And the reason we've had this company today is that he just didn't give up. And once you get there, guys, everything that you dreamt of is on the other side. So do you want all this information? Do everything that you have to do to receive the information. So if you knew what it felt like to be financially independent, ladies and gentlemen, you'd be in a hurry to get there. But I want you to understand, we all go through this, and we all have to go through this to get to the other side. I talk about it all the time, being in the valley of disappointment. That's where a lot of people quit and a lot of people go to die. They're in the valley of disappointment and they don't get out. As a leader, I need to find where you are. This is Todd talking as well, and all the other leaders. We need to find, where you actually are and where do you want to be. Some of you that I'm talking to right now, you want to be ambassadors. That is why you need a mentor. You have to have a coach, someone that has been there multiple times, someone that can see the blind spots that you cannot see to help you figure out how to reach the destination. I want you to think of us, Todd and I and other leaders, think of us as your GPS service. We can't do it for you, but we can actually give you the exact directions, and you have to follow it, the directions until you reach your destination. Guys, you have to understand that. You can't tweak it and change it and stop and go and this and that. We don't talk about that. We talk about being consistent. And the last part here, guys, it starts with your mindset, with your attitude and your thoughts. Throughout the day, I tell myself to smile. Guys, I do this every day, multiple times. Just smile. And I say smile. And the feeling I get, it is amazing. This helps me out anytime, but if you have some negative thoughts going on or something is wearing on your soul because you got to pay a bill or this or that, you just need to do it and do it and do it again. I want you guys to try it right now. Just say it out loud, smile. Just say your name. Daryl, smile. And just smile. I'm just going to be quiet for like 4 seconds here. Smile. Just smile, guys, no matter what you're going through. And if you do that multiple times a day, we do this all the time. Whatever I'm thinking about that I shouldn't be thinking about, or if one of the negative thoughts creep in there, or if I just am grateful and thankful, I just smile. And then whatever feeling I'm feeling, guys, it changes. It makes me feel better. The endorphins that are released, the energy, the excitement by putting a smile on your face. It's those little things that make all the difference. Here, Marcus Aurelius said over 2,000 years ago, your happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts. Now, this is very true. If you want from today on, focus on the positives in life. Your neurology is going to change if you can rewire your brain to see the positive. And guys, it's not that difficult to do. Yes, you have to continue to do it, but if you do it, it's going to make a difference. I talk about Earl Nightingale all the time. He said, we become what we think about. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard his 31-minute YouTube clip, go listen to it several times this coming week. It's a game changer. It's Earl Nightingale, and it is the strangest secret. Guys, I've watched that 31-minute clip hundreds and hundreds of times just to get refocused. Todd talked about the what do you call that device that you kind of the airplanes use that kind of keeps you on track?
On the gyroscope.
Yeah, the gyroscope. That's my gyroscope whenever I need to get feeded back in it. So instead of just saying what you want to achieve, something, guys, I want you to think about what you're willing to give up. Guys, this is really important. People talk about setting goals. This is the last thing right here. People talk about setting goals. Here, most people set goals, but don't always reach them. You guys know that. For an example, people say, well, Daryl, I want to make $200,000 a year, or, I'm going to lose 15 pounds. It doesn't always work because it is not just what you want, it's about what you're willing to sacrifice to get it. So you got to tweak your goals from being goals to what am I willing to sacrifice? Every goal you set has a price tag attached to it. You have to give up something in order to achieve what you want. That's the fact of life. You have to do it. For instance, if you want to enroll 5 new platinums this month, or become an ambassador earning $10,000 a month, live an ambassador lifestyle, you have to be serious about it. But it means giving up something like watching Netflix every night or going out to your favorite restaurant until you reach your goal. You have to have a sacrifice, not just a goal. You've tried that. Let me say that again. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to have a sacrifice. You can't just set a goal. That doesn't work. You don't hit goals, you hit sacrifices. So that's a new way we want you to think about it. And if you think about it in that direction, you're going to start seeing some things. I want to hear from some of you guys, this week. What do you actually sacrifice? We know what you want. It's an ambassador. Daryl, until I become an ambassador, I'm willing to sacrifice X. I'm willing to sacrifice, Y. I'm not going to go to this place until I get it. I'm not going to watch, 5 hours of TV until I get my 3 platinums this month, or until I become an ambassador. If you're not sacrificing, I guarantee you're not hitting your goal. So think about it. What are you willing to give up to achieve your dreams? Whatever you think needs to be sacrificed is the price you have to pay to get what it is that you want most. So believe in yourself. You got this. We believe in you. And we're going to be here every single week and throughout the week and throughout the month, throughout the years, to do whatever we have to do. But if you're not reaching your goals because you're doing a certain thing, it's time to switch some things. And hopefully what Todd and I have talked about today will help you switch up on some of those things. And it can start as simply as going to Dream Life and watching and plugging people into Dream Life. And tagging people in the Dream Life and making sure you put stars on it. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So guys, this is the Zoom we have coming up here in exactly 1 hour and 4 minutes. Just want to piggyback on what Daryl just mentioned, because yesterday our CEO and founder spent a long time talking about what Daryl just said a moment ago about what he had to sacrifice to get the company up and running, what he had to sacrifice to get his own network marketing team going back in the day when he was just like you and I, trying to build a team. And there were things he had to give up in order to make that happen. One other thing he shared yesterday, which I just thought was fantastic, I wrote it down. It was an invitation script of how he would call people and invite them to the business. And number one, he'd call you up on the phone. He'd say, "Hey, Daryl, how are you?" About a minute of small talk. And then he would say, "Did I catch you at a good time? Hey, look, Daryl, there's a purpose for my call. I just got started in business. I'm excited about it. And I would like to get your opinion." So that again, guys, did I catch you at a good time? After about a minute of small talk, there's a purpose for my call. I just got started in business. I'm excited about it, and I would like to get your opinion. Of course, at that moment, you can invite them to the Dream Life page. You can invite them to a Zoom. You can invite them to your favorite recorded presentation. All kinds of ways to share the business. Just don't be the one that does the telling and selling. Right? You cannot be the one who does the explanation. You cannot be a prophet in your own land. You got to get them in front of the information. You are simply a person giving the invitation to take a look at the business, right? And so again, there's only 2 things that hold you back. You're either a secret agent, you think you're in the CIA or the KGB. We have a big Slavic team here. You think you're in the CIA or the KGB, right? I tell you, but then I got to kill you, right? So that you're either that, or you're probably saying too much, right? So again, when you do the invitation, your job is to send the invite, get them in front of the information, and then it's about getting them in front of the stories. And yesterday we went around the room, and it was pretty amazing, guys. So we had like 5 ambassadors there. It was incredible. We had Ambassador Tanya Andrikoff, who's a single mother, worked 2 full-time jobs, and she described how her life has changed, Daryl. So she did a similar thing at OG University we did a couple of weeks ago, but it was a little bit different. But she got up and told her story. It was riveting. It was moving. She talked about how her life's changed, that she never had time before. Andrew Ivanov owns a car dealership, a very successful guy, but he never had any time to do anything. And even when he would go away, he'd be like, his mind is still back on business. And he's talked about what an incredible freeing experience Travorium has been. We had Sergey and Vera. They immigrated to the country back in the year. In fact, I did an interview. I'm going to send you a video interview I did with them. They immigrated here to the United States some time ago. He was an architect. She was an engineer. They came to the country. They tried a lot of different things. And in the last 20 years of doing network marketing, they've made more money, Daryl, with our company in 1 year than they made all those other companies combined in all those years. I mean, incredible. They're in their 60s. And when you see this incredible couple, they look like the perfect little grandma and grandpa, if you will. They're just this adorable, kind of elderly couple, if you will. And I say that with all the love of my heart because we love them to death. They're just, it's amazing people. And they just have so much gratitude, so much thanks. It exudes from their pores of how thankful they are for David Hart, but they had to sacrifice to make that happen. But today they can do what they want, when they want, with whom they want. Obviously, we had him, Golsum, to go from, she was a doctor in Kazakhstan. And as a doctor, she didn't make very much money. I mean, to go from, basically just struggling to making over $30,000 per month. You have any idea what kind of money that is in Kazakhstan? I mean, to go from that to making over $30,000 per month in 9 months, she told her story. Igor and Larissa told their story, right? Guys, they don't have to be ambassador stories. It could be somebody brand new in the business. You have to get people on the phone with other people to hear the stories. Because, guys, facts tell and stories sell. And so, again, simple, process for inviting. I call it peak, pass, plug, or you can add, tag, message. But again, I'm going to do the script one more time. Dave Hart would call up Daryl, a little small talk, hey, Daryl, how you been? How's the family? How's Maria? Hey, by the way, did I catch you at a good time, Daryl? Did I catch you at a good time? There's a purpose for my call. I just got started in business. I'm excited about it, and I would love to get your opinion. Hey, if I sent you a video, would you watch it for me and tell me what you think? I mean, if you're calling a friend and they say no, we may have to redefine nature of our association. Okay. Anyway, so guys, simple invite directly from our CEO and founder. I heard it yesterday, wrote it down. Hey, incredible guy, incredible day today, incredible training. Thank you so much, Daryl and Maria, for all that you do. Happy Mother's Day, Maria. Happy Mother's Day to my wife, Gina. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. And all of the mother figures in your lives. Make sure that you honor them. Start today, right? Don't wait till tomorrow. Start today, Mother's Day weekend. What are we gonna say, Daryl?
No, I'm just happy mother. I was agreeing with you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mommies and the mamacitas.
And the mamacitas. And hey, guys, 1 hour from now, we're gonna be doing that live pricing demonstration. All you have to do is invite someone to come over and say, just come over and check this thing out. It's going to absolutely blow you away. Exactly 1 hour from now, we'll be on there. The Zoom link is up on the Zoom. And guys, we'll see you in 1 hour. Till then, God bless. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thanks, guys.